Soy, the final frontier. I'm Comrade Britain.
And I am Prime Assassin Pat. These are the voyages of the starship USS Gambling Tarantula, our ongoing mission.
To explore new Trek episodes, both cringe and based, and to boldly go.
To show the bonsai to Kakor!
Soy, Trek the podcast
is here. One half vegan, one half queer. 100% communist. Unless we have a less leftist guest.
Patrick and Britain. Talking, joking, farting and shit.
All about Star Trek. Like our buttholes, the show is wrecked. Soy Trek the podcast is here. So listen to Soy Trek right in your ears.
Rick.
Whoa, you got a turntable scratch on there?
I bet you're wondering how we got here. I just bought a soundboard.
Oh shit.
We got
We got depression.
We got
to up our medication.
We unmedicated up in this motherfucker.
No, I'm actually very well medicated. I feel like I've been vocal about it on this podcast before.
You have.
I have.
I got a good cocktail going that makes me feel all right. And it's called Diet Pepsi.
It's called Diet Pepsi and cocaine. Yeah, you see the Macho Man here. Yeah, he's feeling good. He's feeling all right. Yeah.
Art thou bored? Oh, snap into a Slim Jim.
You okay? His doing his voice it makes you real phlegmy. It's difficult.
Does.
That's why I try to do it a little
the
wispier.
cream of the crop.
Yeah.
Ooh, the cream of the crop. You gotta get it on top like the big man. Yeah. Ooh, listen to me, Lady Jessica.
Lady Elizabeth?
Elizabeth. Oh,
Lady Elizabeth.
Lady Elizabeth. I was thinking of Dune for some reason.
You want to go with the Hulkster, but he's a bad man. He's a bad man, brother.
Ooh, what you gonna do when Uncle Mania runs over you? Wait, Mania. Damn it.
What's my branding again?
I don't remember my branding.
I have too many CTEs.
Thank you, Vince McMahon.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
That reminds me. I don't know if you saw because Bill Maher was in the news again because he was he was going to scab.
Oh yeah, he was gonna scab.
And
I thought you were gonna say he was gonna scat, and I got really excited. I don't know why I actually want to hear Bill Maher scat, but I do want to hear him scat.
I think it would be horrible because he has zero talent.
Yeah, that's true.
He literally is not funny. His role is technically comedian. Unfunniest motherfucker in the world.
I found him hilarious when I was 14 years old and watched Religulous in the theater.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, goddamn, got all the answers.
This guy's a fucking genius, and then oh no, he's just a fucking asshole.
Yeah, he's a huge fucking asshole.
But
he was just the first one to be an asshole to religious people on camera, and that was revolutionary at the time.
Now it's just oh yeah, he's just status quo warrior.
Yeah.
But people making fun of him were sharing some of the best things that have ever happened on his show. And one was where he was getting cussed out by Rowdy Piper.
Oh, that rocks. I love Rowdy.
Because Rowdy Piper, Bill Maher was too Rowdy, because Sting was there. Rowdy Piper. Mm-hmm. And Sting was actually being very
very civil.
Civil.
He's like a reformed Christian guy, and he's actually supposed to be the nicest, quietest guy.
Yeah, he was completely different from his stage persona.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Roddy Piper though was fucking killing it. Because Bill Maher was saying come on, you guys, everything you do is fake.
No, it's not fake. It's fixed, but shit's not fake. I fucking destroyed my back training for wrestling, and in a way that made it so it was just a simple rope bump off the second rope, and it fucking wrecked my lower back so bad it was difficult to work for like 3 months.
Yeah.
It's insanely physical.
Yeah.
Like
the hits you're taking and the falls you're taking.
It's not a fucking mat you're falling on unless it's the outside of the ring. Like the ring itself is canvas over wood.
Yeah.
There's wood boards and they're on like slight springs to help cushion the fall. And so things don't it cushions the fall slightly.
It absorbs some of the impact.
Yeah, it absorbs impact. It doesn't cushion the fall.
No.
You're falling on fucking wood.
Yeah. And he was saying this shit to Roddy Piper's face, and Roddy Piper was just like, Roddy Piper took down off his pants and showed him like a massive bruise, and it's just like, see, this wrist hasn't been healed in 7 fucking years. And he was just like, he just fucking owned him, and it was fantastic. And he was just, Bill Maher could just stand there speechless because he can't do anything.
This is a little baby, brain little boy.
Yeah, like they all fucking take hits. They all get hurt. Like they're not. It's not like you're jumping on a trampoline or
it's like
a bed.
And it's not like you can like legitimately bet on wrestling. I guess you can now with the internet, but at the time, like there's no one betting on wrestling because this is common knowledge to people.
Yeah,
and that's not why they watch wrestling. They don't watch wrestling for the pure competition of it. They watch it to see how it's going to go.
And they're in the insane physicality of people because they're still doing
crazy shit.
They're doing crazy
shit that like, and a lot of the times they do get injured and break bones and shit because they're doing crazy shit.
Yeah, I think China had like a fracture in her skull repaired with super glue.
Yeah, I watched a fucking guy's arm snap in half on AEW. It was Penta Jr. He was in a match and like on live TV his arm just like snapped. And it's fucking ugly to see, but it happens because they're doing crazy shit.
Yeah. Like I think you can find the clip of CM Punk shitting his pants online.
That's because he's a baby.
That's because he's a baby.
Yeah. This is I hate to alienate any listeners who like CM Punk.
Oh, you don't like CM Punk?
I mean, he's a good wrestler, but Phil,
he loves Pepsi.
He does love Pepsi, but he loves Pepsi, not Diet Pepsi. There's a difference, my friend.
Yeah.
But no, fucking Pepsi Phil is a big baby. Yeah. He's just, I don't know. He's like, he doesn't work well with anyone he's worked with. He's the guy at work that like thinks everyone else is the problem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
and
like,
he's a good performer and he's good at what he does and he's a good talker, a really good talker.
Yeah.
But like he creates such a toxic environment around him because he thinks he's a fucking straight edge guy.
Yeah.
And he acts like a straight edge guy.
Straight edge guys can be some of the worst people.
And he is one of them. He is one of those people. Which like, you know, I don't drink anymore and stuff like that. And I have certain standards for my life and things.
But I don't think you consider yourself to be a straight edge guy.
No, not at all. I mean, I just smoked a fat bong rip before I came over here.
Fat bong rip.
Yeah, this half of this podcast runs on weed.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and plus like a part of like the culture is also just like beating up anyone that does, you know, and just like, so yeah. I mean, they used to have like root beer keggers when I was a kid.
That's cool. I mean, if they're just doing that, having fun with themselves, that's fine. Trying to evangelize that shit sucks.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do we get into today?
Lower Deck Season 4, Episode 4, Something Borrowed, Something Green.
Indeed. Fun little clever title when it gets into the episode there. This is the 4th episode of the 4th season. Aired on, today? September 21st, 2023. 10 days from September 11th. We will always remember.
We will always remember.
Quick story. The place I got my hair cut before the wedding in Rhode Island.
Did you go and get a place in Rhode Island?
Yeah, it was a place in Rhode Island. It was like in this like kind of like this building along a strip. It was a nice little quaint strip, and this place is owned by 2 Italian brothers who inherited it from their father. And they're the only 2 guys that work there, and they work there like 6 days a week, just cutting hair, doing their thing. And as soon as I walked in and sat down, I just looked up, and there's this framed picture. It's got to be maybe 1 foot by like 5 feet. It's
wow.
really long, but
Yeah.
like kind of short. And it's just the skyline of New York with the Twin Towers in the middle. And it says, September 11th, 2001, we will always remember.
Aw. Are they brothers from New York, or they live in...
No, they've lived in Rhode Island their entire life.
That's awesome.
They inherited the place from their father, who like operated it in the 70s.
Wow.
So they will always remember, though.
They did a good job on your hair.
They did a great job on her. Yeah.
Yeah, you always got to trust those Italian brothers.
Yeah, and I got the definite impression that like the one cutting my hair was like probably like Republican or something, because I was talking about my brother and like what he does, because he was like getting a haircut right next to me and talking about the marriage and like that he's like a criminal justice researcher, and he's like, oh, that's interesting. I'm like, yeah, I used to be a corrections officer, decided that wasn't for him, and he's like, oh yeah, I don't know if I'd ever want to do corrections. If I was in that line of work, I'd want to be a cop. And I'm just like, who?
Oh, jeez.
Oh no, oh daddy,
Oh, daddy.
oh daddy.
Oh, that's a spicy meatball. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, so not great.
Not great.
But good job on my hair.
They were no
and
psychic
it was,
barber.
It was also like a $25 haircut before tip, which is great. That's a very reasonable haircut.
Oh, really? I haven't gotten my hair cut professionally in a long time.
I can tell.
I do this myself.
Really?
Yeah, I bet you can't guess.
Very, very surprising fact. what do you use, the one blade?
The 3.
The 3.
Every week I just take the 3 blade and I go over my head, and yeah.
I've had actually, I think when we first started working together, I was kind of in that phase of my life where
You
I was
were.
just doing the old probably 3 or 4 every other day or so.
Yeah. Easier to maintain. I was having long hair for a while, and then I realized I looked really gross.
Yeah.
So I was
Fair.
like, you know what? I'm going to just keep it short.
Yeah. And are you gonna? Looks like you've grown a full mustache here, and you're just gonna shave.
Yeah.
Are you a mustache man now? Is that what's going
Thinking
on?
about it.
Thinking about it.
Yeah.
It looks like you've pretty much eased into it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's so much a thought anymore. As you pretty much have a mustache. It's just dependent on if you shave the beard or not.
Yeah.
That really comes through.
I did this at a 1, the rest at a 1.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you are intentionally doing this then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You're gonna. Looks like you might be growing it down. You're gonna go for like the Hulkster,
I think I'll call it a Lemmy.
a Lemmy.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a Hulkster on you. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying, brother.
Just saying, brother.
That works for me, brother.
This Hulkster's going to heaven.
Yeah. that song rocks.
It does.
So
Because I love it. Like, he's just like positing what the world would be without Hulk Hogan in it. He's just like he's like depressed about his own death, and
I think we all
sad
would be.
how sad everyone else would be if he died.
I mean, especially if he died in the 80s, he would have gone out on top. He would have been a
should
legend.
have.
He really should have. Like, he should have died right before they filmed Suburban Commando.
And before like his ill-fated Hulk Hogan reality show, where like his wife, his son, and his daughter have all just become like the worst garbage people in the world.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of a big garbage person as well. So
like him, he should have died in the 80s at the peak of his popularity. Rudy Giuliani should have died directly after 9/11.
he should have died in 9/11.
He should have died in
He
9/11.
would have gone out as the America's mayor forever.
Well, I think because there was like after 9/11.
Yeah, he did a speech or two. Yeah.
He did just like a couple of those speeches and then just dropped dead. There would be like a statue of him in the place of
straight up, like the World Trade Center would be Rudy Giuliani shaped.
it would just be
The Statue of Liberty, but Rudy Giuliani,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah. Instead, he's like he's now suffered like the worst death imaginable. Just like
The worst public death.
the worst public death. Like
imagine that.
he is like the scum of the earth, and no one gives a shit about him. They would spit on him if they saw him dead in the street. And it's like, yeah, Hulk Hogan died in the 80s. Rudy Giuliani shortly after 9/11.
Yeah, more people should die more often.
Yeah, it's going out while you're on top.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, just kind of like, George Costanza. Every time he made like the funny joke, he would just leave.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
And it's just like, he never has to suffer like through the like, making a less funny joke and then, You know,
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's how you should live your life. Like, go out on the funny joke.
go out on the funny joke.
So,
Go out at the top of your popularity.
yeah. So this is the last episode of Soy Train.
Britt, what's with the gun?
It's for the both of us, Patrick. You first.
Fine.
Again?
Again.
Didn't we do this last time? All right. Anyway, so this is the 34th episode overall of Lower Decks. It's written by Grace Perra-Janey, who has written a couple other episodes, and directed by Bob Suarez, who has directed a couple other episodes of Lower Decks.
Lower Decks.
So let's dump right in. What do you got going on there?
Oh, some Simpsons episodes started playing on my phone for some reason.
Cool. So we open on some Orions who supply pirate ships sorting out some treasure. They talk about the difference between pirating and plagiarism before a red alert sounds. And this scene was kind of fun. It was like Orion lower deckers, but it was following the same pattern as one of these scenes that we've had twice earlier in this season in episodes 1 and 2.
Yeah, we had Klingons, Romulans, and now Orions.
Yeah, now Orions. So the Orions have come upon the mysterious one-man vessel from the first couple episodes of the season that took out Klingon and Romulan ships, as you said. The ship turns around and destroys them predictably. Opening credits, 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Cool. On the Cerritos, Tendi has finished cataloging the diseases blocked by the transporter's biofilter, along with Mariner and T'Lyn, when Captain Freeman enters the room and tells her she's been given immediate leave to visit her family on Orion as her sister's getting married. Tendi's uncomfortable and tries to decline the leave, but Freeman tells her that Starfleet is trying to show the Orion Syndicate some goodwill following the recent disappearance of an Orion ship. Following this revelation, Tendi accepts the leave. As Freeman leaves, Mariner notices Tendi's discomfort and asks if she's okay. Tendi replies that it has been a long time since she's visited her family, and she's nervous about taking part in the marriage ceremony. Eager for a chance to document Orion culture for the High Vulcan Council, T'Lyn asks to accompany Tendi to Orion, though Tendi is uncomfortable with the idea. And I like how T'Lyn just kind of works her way into stuff here. And she's been like a pretty big part of the last like 3 episodes.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like they're making her part of that, the 4, they're expanding to 5, perhaps.
Maybe. Or, my theory, she's going to die at the end of this season.
I don't want her to die.
Yeah, I know.
But they might kill her.
They might kill her.
She might die.
Because so far we've seen...
What's it?
That death is a big part of this season. All of the lower deckers have been getting killed on other ships, so it tracks that Donavana, whatever her name is, T'Lyn, will be the next to die.
Yeah, that does the tracks.
Yeah.
So Tendi's not thrilled about this idea. Mariner also says that she needs a break from Boimler and Rutherford, as the two have become overbearing since becoming roommates. Unable to get them out of it, Tendi reluctantly allows Mariner and T'Lyn to go with her to Orion. Next, we go to Rutherford and Boimler in their new quarters together, putting out a new bedspread of Andorian linen. The two bond over several activities, and Rutherford asks if Boimler is being kept up at night when Rutherford shifts while he dreams, though Boimler finds it relaxing, which is cute.
It is very cute. And I was wondering why they have bunk beds and their room is so huge.
That's a good question. They have so much room to do stuff, but for some reason they have bunk beds built into the wall.
Yeah. For two 20-something-year-old men to be just like living in bunk beds.
That's pretty hot.
Very hot. Yeah.
Oh, roommate, I'm stuck in my bunk bed. What are you doing?
Do it harder. Do it harder. Do it harder.
But yeah, it was just like, I was like thinking like you could literally put like 2 mattresses on opposite sides of this room and they would have like it would have like a good 20 feet between them.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice.
Very interesting choice.
But I guess they need room for their bonsai.
Yeah. So the two are happy they've become roommates, and after they cheer together, they both move to water their bonsai plant. As they're both about to water the plant, both believe to be more capable over the other for the task, and they start arguing over who will in fact water the bonsai. Which we've all had that kind of situation, right?
I don't understand why they just don't have 2 bonsai.
That's a great question. How is it their bonsai together? And they've seemed to have worked this out before if it's their bonsai.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they're like true communists and they're like, no, this is collective property now. Like maybe they're
it belonged to one of them before, and now that they live in the same room, it becomes both of theirs.
Yeah, they're roommate communists.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I just was like, oh, you could like supposedly you could just replicate another bonsai.
That's a great point. I mean, but the point of a bonsai is like caring for it and like making it special and grow the way you want.
Have you ever been to the bonsai garden? That's off of 5.
I have not. That sounds pretty fun.
It is fun. Like they have like 100-year-old bonsais.
No shit, that rocks.
Yeah, like it's all outside, and you can take tours of like, and it shows what year they were started and gives a little history on each one.
That rules.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Like it's by the Rahadahedron. It's like by that garden where you can see plants.
Okay, I don't know.
It's fun. It's fun. You can buy plants there if you want to.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go there sometime. So, Mariner, Tendi, and Talin arrive at Orion aboard a shuttlecraft, and Mariner is taken aback by the fact that Tendi's family lives in a castle. Tendi tries to downplay it and says that they're only like the 5th biggest syndicate family before they are confronted by armed guards.
I do like how Talin's like taking like the wrong information down. Like it's like Orions are live in opulence but downplay it or something. It's like she's like extrapolating the Tendi's behavior to all of Orions.
Yeah, which is kind of fun and like it seems like a thing Vulcans would do. I guess make like a lot of cultural inferences from like small acts, but kind of not wrong. Kind of not wrong. So Mariner initially moves to defend Tendi and Talin, and the guards suddenly kneel before Tendi, before offering to take her bags. Mariner, Tendi, and Talin are carried by the guards on a large platform that is carried by other male Orions, and they're all jacked.
Yeah, well, I guess you would be if you just had to carry people all day.
I know, right? That seems like it's a great core strength workout, right?
Yeah, I should start doing that.
Carrying people.
Yeah, I'll just go up to people on the street and be like, "Can I carry you for a while?"
Honestly, like I gave someone a piggyback ride for a couple blocks, and they were only like 150 pounds. But like doing that, and I was like walking really fast. Like doing that, like the next day, it had felt like I had done like 100 pull-ups the day before. That's like how much of a body workout it gave me. It was pretty heavy.
All right, and I'm just tomorrow. I'm just gonna go up to random strangers, be like, "You going somewhere? Here, I'll give you a lift."
Yeah.
Oh, you got a car? And like, no, and I just pick them up and start walking.
I'm a pedicab.
I'm a pedicab.
Yeah. So they're carried to where Tendi's parents are, and after greeting Devana, they're introduced as the warrior queen Shonda Tendi and Bert Tendi, which I really like Bert.
I do. I love a lot of the names in this. Like just obviously he was either Bart or Bort. It's great. Yeah.
So Bert tells Tendi that her sister Erica has been kidnapped. And Tendi's her last name, so that makes it confusing.
Yeah, Devana is her first name.
Devana is her first name, but we're just going to call her Tendi.
Yeah, Tendi.
And then her sister is going to be Erica.
Erica.
Yeah, just to make it easy. So, as Orion brides are often kidnapped as a rite of passage, Devana is not surprised by this, saying that they will likely hear from a rival family soon. I kind of like how this is like fleshing out the Orion culture.
Yeah, because like Orions, we just usually see them as just like...
There's the Orion slave women, and then there's Orion pirates.
Yeah, and we typically... And we've been getting even across all of the all of the different like treks, and like we one of the last the Strange New Worlds crossover episode.
The crossover episode.
Yeah. That had Orions in it. Remember?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did briefly, and also there were Orions in that episode of Strange New Worlds, but they were just pirates.
Yes, they were just pirates.
They were just like fucking like Curse of the Black Pearl type pirates.
And then in Enterprise, we had Big Show playing a Orion.
You're right,
and he held
up
to pole.
To pole, yeah.
Yeah, he held her up, and she just like sat there like.
Wasn't he
spaghetti
like
arms.
auctioning her off or something?
Yeah, he was a slaver, and he just held her up, and she just did spaghetti arms, and it was so funny.
Yeah.
And are they still practicing slavery? Is that what's going on?
I think they might be. Yeah, I mean, where do you get people to like carry your fucking platform?
That's true, but they're not doing any sort of slavery of other species. I guess. I guess maybe like the Federation is fine with them enslaving their own.
Yeah.
Still, it's very, very sketch.
Yeah. So Tendy's mom is unconvinced, as such a kidnapping would normally happen much earlier in the marriage process. She tells Tendy that as the prime daughter, it's up to her to get De'Erica back. Tendy is annoyed that she was only brought to get her sister back, as opposed to participating in the wedding, but relents that she will find De'Erica. Her mom thanks her before she and Ba'ert are carried off to have an oil bath. Which I liked the idea of an oil bath.
Yeah, sounds fun.
Yeah, it sounds sloppy.
Sounds very sloppy.
It sounds like a lube bath.
Sounds like someone's gonna get their pores clogged.
Oh, yeah. Sounds like someone's going to have a very uncomfortable shower tomorrow.
Yeah.
And bad sheets.
And it's going to ruin your pipes.
Yeah. It's gonna be like pouring cooking oil down your sink.
Yeah, your shower is just going to start overflowing. Like, damn it!
I should have used water-based lube.
Water-based oil?
Water-based oil lube.
Yeah.
So, water-based oil, yeah. That stuff. So back on Cerritos, Boimler and Rutherford are arguing over who will water the bonsai when Boimler gets a notification that they have time reserved in the holodeck. They agree to go enjoy some time together and hopefully smooth things over. And this is an amazing scene.
I love this scene.
I really enjoyed the scene, what they did with it. So on the holodeck, they both enter a simulated riverboat, both dressed as Mark Twain.
Once I saw the riverboat, I think I cackled because I thought it was like, like just them just like going on a riverboat.
It's very TNG. It's very silly and dumb.
Yeah.
And I liked that. So both of them are speaking in like exaggerated Mark Twain accents. And they begin to...
that dog don't hump.
Yeah. And the two argue over who was agreed upon to dress as Twain originally. And this very much was very reminiscent of our Cajun guys. I think someone is listening.
Oh.
Yeah.
Leatherhead.
Oh, Leatherhead now. I was actually doing the Leatherhead voice to myself while working today.
Yeah, I bet you were.
I do. I talk to myself.
Like,
gotta drop a dime there. Dropping that dime. Oh, it's old Leatherhead. He back again.
Yeah. So on Orion, Tendi is leading Mariner and T'Lyn to a bar called Slit Throat to get some information. I love that bar name.
Yeah.
Sick as hell. Tendi orders the bouncer to let them in. He initially refuses before recognizing Tendi as the mistress of the winter constellations, which... That's a professional dom.
Yeah.
He begs for mercy and allows them in without issue because she's a professional dom.
Yeah.
Professional dom. Inside, Tendi is looked upon with awe by the other patrons, though she is visibly uncomfortable with her reputation. Mm-hmm. The bartender pours them some free drinks when suddenly a knife is thrown in Tendi's direction. She manages to dodge the knife, and the blade strikes Mariner in the shoulder, who shakes it off and says she's fine with it.
Yeah, I like how there's a collection jar for thrown knives.
Yeah.
She's just like, oh, here you go.
In Orion, Madame G, professional dom.
And this is Madame G's spot.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. She steps forward, and Tendi asks for information on De'Erica, her sister. Madame G tells her that she's heard rumors, but that Tendi must earn them, challenging her to a drinking game. Tendi doesn't want to participate, but eventually she relents, and an alien bug is brought forth to the table and released. As the bug approaches Madame G and Tendi, they take turns drinking a shot, which activates a force field around their hand, protecting them from being bitten by the insect. As they play, Madame G informs Tendi that she heard that an Orion named Niall, who was her sister's ex, was still in love with her. Knowing that bridal kidnappings are usually just for show, Tendi believes that if Niall did kidnap her, it would be more serious than she thought. As they leave, Madame G invites Tendi out for brunch, which Tendi declines. I'd go out to brunch with her. She sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks fun. Anyone who does a drinking game that like could result in like pain or death, pretty fun.
Yeah, it'd be fun to check out Madame G's brunch spot.
I bet Madame G gives a crazy blowjob. I bet she eats pussy like a champ too.
Probably.
Definitely. I know how cartoons do sloppy, baby.
And she do it real good, baby. She's not bad. She's just drawn that way.
I didn't understand that at all.
Oh, she's not bad. She's just drawn that way.
Oh, yeah. Was that Cool World? No,
Yeah,
that
Cool
was.
World.
Was that Cool World,
Yeah.
or was that? I thought that was Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
No, I think it's Cool World.
Is it Cool World?
Yeah.
That's a movie.
That is a bad movie.
You ever seen Evil Tunes?
That's the one I saw. I think I saw the Red Letter Media review of it, where it's just like they put in like a weird monster, and it's just like women taking their tops off.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
It's pretty.
I
Cool.
saw the Red Letter Media review of it.
Pretty good stuff. So, after arguing on the holodeck, both Boimler and Rutherford, still speaking in their Twain accents, arrive to a compromise where they both show each other to be dressed as Mark Twain, both finding it strange. While dressed as him, they're easily able to find common ground, which I totally understand.
Yeah.
If you're doing like the same silly accent as someone else, it's easy to like have fun and be friends.
Yeah, and they're doing the voice of a cordial Southern gentleman.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just like you take on those qualities of the
Exactly.
cordial Southern
They're
gentleman.
doing a cosplay of him, and so they're going to try to be more like him.
Yeah.
Which is why I think we should all cosplay Bill Cosby.
I think that would have the opposite effect. And everyone ends up in jail.
Bill cosplay.
Bill cosplay. That's the most dangerous Twitter handle you could probably have.
Probably.
Like,
Bill
the forbidden Twitter handle.
Yeah. So they both agree that Boimler will water the bonsai plant on odd-numbered days, while Rutherford will water it on even-numbered days. As they come to the conclusion, Commander Jack Ransom summons them to the bridge, and they leave the holodeck. On Orion, Mariner, Tendi, and T'Lyn enter a pheromone dungeon filled with Orion dancers, male and female, which Mariner calls a hump dungeon and says they have one in New Seattle. And yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
And they most certainly have several hump dungeons. Several of them are cool. One of them is weird.
Is that Club Z?
That's weird.
Yeah, that's the weird one.
You always see the weird like 55-year-old like twinks who are wearing like a Canadian tuxedo that looks like it's never been washed. They all hang outside there, and I'm like,
And that's also the most downtown one.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's downtown Leroy Brown.
Downtown Leroy Brown.
You don't want to go up in there. I mean, unless you're looking for like a dude with like a mustache bigger than yours to suck your dick. What's that face you just gave me, Pat?
I was like, what? My mustache?
Our mustache.
Our mustache.
So, T'Lyn notes that the males in particular are experimenting a chemical manipulation, likely through pheromones, and Tendi is discomforted about it. Tendi then spots Niall dancing in a cage, and upon seeing her, he tries to run away, only to be caught by her.
It is really funny that they're just like guys addicted to stink.
Yeah.
So like they're sniffing armpits and just
yeah.
like, ooh yeah.
Yeah, that's, I mean, that's not outside the realm of reality.
No, it isn't.
No, though there's some people who are like really into Musk and like they're like, let me lick your pits. I'm like, man, get off Grindr, dog.
That is one meme I've wanted to make where it's just like, that's like that meme where someone's asking Henry Cavill like a question like, like giving him two options and he says some third option. I always wanted to have like tits or ass, and he's just like armpits.
Yeah, don't let your memes be dreams, brother.
I know. I keep meaning to, but I always forget.
Yeah. So what's that guy's name? Niall tells Tendi that he doesn't know anything as he spends his time indulging in pheromones. So he's addicted to the stink too.
He addicted to that stink.
He's addicted to that stanky thing.
He's doing that stanky leg.
So, an Orion named Ingrita asks Tendi why she's attacking Niall and invites her to have a drink and get lascivious. Lascivious. Tendi declines, and Ingrita reminisces about her past, how Tendi used to control males easily, even without pheromones. Tlin asks if pheromonal Orions are naturally manipulative, which offends Ingrita. She throws a knife at Tlin, which she dodges, only for the knife to hit Mariner in the shoulder yet once again. And she just shakes it off once again, and it's pretty fun. She orders her guards to attack them, but Tendi sprays a compound mist at the three attackers, and the mist frees them from the control of the pheromones. A lot of mist in this episode.
A lot of mist.
A lot of mist. There's mist in the A plot, mist in the B plot. It's a misty episode.
Yeah.
When Tendi threatens to disperse the entire compound in the dungeon, Ingrita tells Niall to cooperate with Tendi. Niall admits that since De'Erica got engaged, his life became a mess. But all he did was get addicted to pheromones and occasionally follow De'Erica from a distance, saying he saw her ship at a graveyard, or at a ship graveyard. Tendi thanks him and advises that he should go home. After Tendi leaves, Ingrita belittles him and has him lick her foot. And that's when I knew this was just a thinly veiled fetish written episode. So whoever wrote this one,
someone clearly got my script, and they plagiarized it.
Yeah, they better give you your money, dog. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I just often, part of it is, you have to get stolen from, and it's good to be stolen from by the best.
Right.
Yeah.
Are they the best? This isn't DS9.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, you'll take it. So. Back on the Cerritos, Boimler and Rutherford arrive on the bridge to see Freeman in a heated argument with a Chalnoth named Kakor, who, over the presence of the Cerritos, scanning an oscillating nebula. Kakor refuses Freeman's claim, saying that their scanning will interfere with their data gathering. Freeman offers to share the data they compile, but Kakor says that they don't trust Starfleet data.
It's too nuanced and thorough, or something.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Freeman warns that if they can't arrive at an agreement, the nebula will phase out of reality and no one will be able to scan it, and Kakor is still unmoved. Desperate for a way to find common ground, Boimler says he and Rutherford have an idea. And this is pretty fun. So they bring Kakor to the holodeck, dressed as Mark Twain, and Boimler encourages Freeman to talk to Kakor in a southern accent about a compromise. But the idea ends in failure as Kakor grows frustrated and begins to rampage, saying that he is doing a southern accent when they accuse him of not doing a southern accent.
He's doing like the southern accent on his own planet.
Yeah.
It's like, I am from South Colnoth. I'm doing the South. I am doing a southern accent.
And this was another. I really enjoyed the B plot to this episode.
Yeah, same.
It was very well done, like holodeck humor.
Yeah. Kakor just wearing the very absurd Mark Twain outfit.
Yeah.
Like, just a great visual gag. It's like, no, I loved it. Like, typically, sometimes like the B plot's kind of weak. Especially in this season so far.
Yeah,
the B plot is kind of like, and I feel like this episode was hitting on all cylinders for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So Freeman angrily asks Boimler and Rutherford why they thought this idea would work, and they admit they didn't know, and that since it helped them find common ground over their bonsai, they thought it might work here. When he hears this, Kokora asks what a bonsai is. Back on Orion, Tendi leads Mariner and T'Lyn to a wrecked, abandoned ship. Tendi reminisces that she and Erica would often sneak away from home as children and come to this location, and she would often imagine a life outside piracy, which made her think of Starfleet. She then confesses that her true upbringing is an assassin, saying she hates how Mariner and T'Lyn had to see her real self. And they are like, we already knew.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, and they say that they will like back her no matter what because they know who she is inside. And Tendi embraces them, thanking them before telling them that this ship is where she told Erica that she was going to join Starfleet. At that moment, Erica appears, accusing Tendi of abandoning their family. Turns out Erica kidnapped herself in order to get Tendi to show up for the wedding. Which is what happened to me this last weekend.
Oh, that's true.
That was a kidnapping.
Yeah, you had to go save your brother.
I did. T'Lyn notes that Orion solved problems through violence before Erica throws a knife that ricochets and once again stabs Mariner in the shoulder. And this was actually a great comedy comes in threes moment.
Yeah.
Most of the time you can kind of see it like... but you know, it was pretty fun.
Yeah, especially like Mariner's like, I'm gonna hide behind this. You guys have your knife fight,
Yeah.
and it still ends up in her shoulder.
Yeah, it's fun. So Tendi and Erica engage in a sister battle. Back on Cerritos, Boimler and Rutherford show Kokora bonsai, and he thinks it's beautiful, and then eats it, and then he drinks all of their mist.
He's like, I need mist.
Yeah, that was fun. I like the recurring mist joke in here.
I'm gonna guess like Kokora is also Frat Tatascore.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that
he
definitely felt like
yeah,
him.
because we didn't have any Shax in this episode, or much in last episode at all, did we?
No, yeah, but Shax was there because Shax starts to fight him at one point when he's freaking out when he's wearing the Mark Twain outfit.
Right, yeah.
But Shax doesn't say anything.
Yeah, so maybe they just gave him another character there.
Yeah.
So Tendi and Erica argue as they fight about family problems, and Erica says Tendi abandoned her for science, which...
She abandoned me for science. She abandoned me for science.
Science!
Bow, bow, bow.
I love that song. Like, unironically, it's so weird. It's such a non-song. It's great. So Erica gets the upper hand. She gets the high ground, Anakin, and says all Tendi's life duties fell on her. Tendi apologizes, and Erica says she wanted to take her place, but she's not as good as her. Tendi reassures her that she is, telling her she's meant for this. They have a nice family moment, and Tendi tells her she belongs on the crime throne.
Which is, I love that line.
Yeah.
You belong on the crime throne.
Yeah, the crime throne rules. Suddenly they realize the wedding is in 2 hours and they'll never get there in time. But Tendi has an idea and asks who's ready to hotwire a stolen ship. You ever hotwired anything?
No,
Why not?
because I am terrible with technology.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You couldn't hotwire something with welding?
You know, I have repaired broken power cords. I've put them back together.
Okay.
I guess that's hot wiring.
No.
No.
No, that's like soldering.
That's soldering.
Yeah.
Yeah. No hot wiring.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I mean, I guess that's using wire, and it is hot.
Yeah.
But it's not. I'm talking about like stealing something.
Yeah.
I've never done it either.
At least not on record.
Yeah, not with my parents visiting.
Yes.
But
And possibly admit to crimes on a podcast.
no, I've done plenty of that.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I'm sure. I've probably talked about doing a weird drug on here.
Oh,
but,
probably.
I mean, the statute of limitations for doing weird drugs is not super long.
No,
I don't think anyone really cares except for our mayor, Bruce Harnell, over in Seattle there.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy a lot. So the girls arrive just in time, and Erica is betrothed to her beloved. Later on the Cerritos, Tendi is showing everybody highlights from the wedding, and Boimler and Rutherford are envious. They then realize they have to talk about their feelings with honesty and make their way to the holodeck to cosplay Amadeus together.
Yeah. I would have liked it if they had actual references to the movie Amadeus.
That would have been very cool. Like if like a Salieri like comes up on both of them and he's like, 2 of them? No!
Or they start doing like the Amadeus, like, that would have been excellent.
Or they start playing Amadeus by Falco.
Oh yeah, on their pianos.
Oh yeah, that would have been if they were like dun 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 dun.
It ended with like rock me Amadeus.
Oh, that would have rocked. Missed opportunities.
Yeah. Jinx. Double jinx.
I owe you a Pepsi.
Yes.
Get one.
Go get one.
Go get one yourself.
There's like 50 in there.
Yeah. There's enough to give me a cancer. I don't know which one yet. Guess we'll see.
It's a toss of the die.
Mm-hmm.
A toss of the Pepsi.
It's more of a flip of the coin.
Yeah. Come on, brain cancer.
So that's the end of the episode. What do you think?
This is, I think, the strongest episode of this season so far.
Definitely. This feels like an episode from last season.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Like, I enjoyed every moment of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I liked the A plot. I love the B plot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was excellent. I love Orions.
Orions are interesting, and they like actually fleshed out a world and customs. Because that's the thing I find like most interesting about a lot of the world building in Star Trek is like them fleshing out alien cultures and showing how, even like member federations or outlying members of the federation are, like not a monoculture, and everything's very different.
Yeah.
It's a interesting form of like cultural anthropology.
Yes.
But and we got that. We got a lot of that. We got to know about their marriage ceremonies, which I mean, we know a lot about the Betazoids because of their marriage ceremonies.
Yeah.
We know they like to be naked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like the I also feel like the stealing of the bride is like is like a human custom in some culture. Sounds familiar.
I think you might be right.
I can't remember which one, but I remember reading about that, how like that's like a custom in one culture where it's like the bride is stolen and then it's a whole thing.
Oh,
where,
probably Mormon culture.
Mormon culture, yeah. But like there's a whole thing where like the marriage party has to get her back, and obviously it's like almost staged. And it
sounds kind of fun though.
Yeah, it sounds fun, but yeah, it's like kind of just like a tradition that got started from a very like early time in their history.
If like you had to do like not an escape room, but like a treasure hunt or something. What do they call those? When you have to like go around town and do different tasks and stuff.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I miss doing those. Those are fun actually.
Yeah. I can't remember what they're called right now.
Yeah, they're a fun thing though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll think of it later.
We'll think of it.
I'll record
I did one.
I
did a bike one once in Connecticut.
That sounds fun. Oh, in Connecticut. I was just in Connecticut.
You were in Connecticut.
Yeah. Where were you in Connecticut?
Near Yale.
Fuck Yale.
Yeah, fuck Yale.
No, my sister-in-law works there.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, so that's Hartford, Connecticut.
No, New Haven, Connecticut.
New Haven. Yeah, it was New Haven. Yeah.
I spent some time there while I was there. We got pizza at Frank de Pepe's. Where it's supposed to have like the best pizza in the United States, and it doesn't.
No, yeah.
It's a good pie.
It's good for Connecticut.
Yeah. I mean, it's on a lot of like top lists for like the entire United States for some reason, because they have like a clam pie there. It's actually pretty good, but it's not like revolutionary good. But it's like the best pie on like a lot of top lists, and I'm like, why? I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true at all.
That ain't true at all.
No.
Yeah. I did have a good falafel. And I did have a really good coffee. I mean, this is like
I've had 2 really good cups of coffee in New Haven now.
Yeah. I always think it's funny, like Seattle gets like coffee, the coffee thing, and I've had more terrible cups of coffee here than anywhere else.
So I've had some of the best cups of coffee in my life here. I actually had maybe the best cup of coffee in my life in Rhode Island, of all places.
Really?
A fucking Italian restaurant called Al Forno. With dessert, I ordered a cup of decaf, of all things, because I just didn't want to stay up.
Yeah.
And they gave me the decaf, and it was the creamiest coffee I've ever seen. They didn't put any cream in it. It was just
it was
so
espresso?
oily. No, it was like a cup of coffee.
Oh wow.
It was a cup of like drip, or not drip. They either did a pour over, or they just like did like just very little water in a French press, and it was fantastic. Oh my god! I just put like a little bit of sugar in there, drank that whole thing up, slurped it up,
Slurp it.
did a slurp to dirt.
Yeah, I want to go get a good coffee tomorrow morning.
Hell yeah!
I should do that for myself. Give
You
myself
should.
a little treat.
Give yourself a treat. Maybe get a vegan muffin.
No, yeah, vegan muffin.
Vegan muffin, baby.
That's the thing. Like the coffee shop near me doesn't have any vegan pastries.
Man,
at all.
fuck that.
I mean, PCC does, but PCC's coffee is kind of mid sometimes.
It's pretty mid most of the time.
yeah,
Yeah.
But they do have lots of vegan baked goods.
They do. They have some yummy vegan everything there. Yeah. They're pretty good with prepared foods.
They are, yeah. I'll take 2 trips. I'll get the coffee at the good place and then the muffin at the other place.
You should get the muffin first and then get the coffee.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
And then eat my vegan muffin at a table at this coffee place and be like, yeah, I'd be eating your muffin if you had some vegan options.
That's right. Oh yeah, dog. You gotta shove it in their face. They'll
Yeah.
be like, "No outside food, sir," and I'll be like,
I just take the muffin and squish it slowly into their.
into their face, or just like crumple it up in their hands.
But don't do that. That's
Don't do
actually
that.
very rude.
Don't abuse service people.
Don't abuse service people. Be very respectful.
Very respectful. They're working a hard job for shit money.
Yeah. But it's good. It's fun to fantasize about squishing a muffin in their face, though.
Yeah, I mean maybe if the manager comes over and he's a huge dick.
All right, I'll squish the muffin in the manager's face.
Yeah, be like, "Excuse me, can I see a manager?" And then squish it in his face.
Shut up.
Yeah, this episode was good. I'd probably give it like a, I don't know, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10.
Yeah, that sounds about fair. Like I would watch this one again. Like
100%.
I think I might actually watch it again tomorrow at some point because I really enjoyed it. Like the Orions, I think are good. I like how they're kind of elevating them. Like there's been a lot of episodes that have been elevating them past like just like stock Star Trek villain.
I know. Yeah, exactly. And like one thing I loved so much about like DS9 is it shows that not every culture is a monoculture.
Yes.
And it like really expands on things that used to be either like national or racial tropes.
Yeah.
And we love to see those things subverted and actually like fleshed out in a way that like, you know, DS9 fleshed out both Klingons and Ferengi. And, you know, in a way.
I think DS9 has the best Ferengi and Klingon episodes.
Yeah, and then like Enterprise fleshed out like Andorians with Shran.
Yes.
Like,
Shran rocks.
Yeah, Shran does rock. Great character. I mean, Shran's a bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But he's great. I love him. Love that Jeffrey Combs.
We do. We certainly do. Yeah, I loved all the Merd stuff. Loved the holodeck stuff. That was the highlight of the episode for me, but I liked the whole episode. That just definitely got the most laughs for me.
Yeah, it did.
And I love, anyone doing a dumb Southern accent. I love the idea of playing on holodeck stuff, especially the dumb stuff in TNG. So they did a lot of dumb stuff in TNG. They did in DS9 too. Like Take Me Out to the Holodeck, all the Vic Montaigne stuff.
Yeah,
Vic
and I think like especially with TNG, it's like I think that just like a lot of the their crappy holodeck episodes stemmed from we got a set, you know, and just like what can we do with this set? Yeah, and it's just like we got an old Victorian setting. Let's just have some campy Victorian episode in the holodeck, and we got a riverboat. Yep. Let's do some Mark Twain shit. Yeah, you know? Just although Mark Twain was back in time, but same.
That's true. That's true. That wasn't a holodeck. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
That was
forgot about that.
Same concept though. Basically, with like time travel and holodeck, they're basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah, they actually saw the real Mark Twain. Hung out with him.
Here's a question. Do you think the real Mozart and the real Mark Twain would like this episode?
I think Mozart would be driven insane by the things he's seeing.
Yeah.
And like, it's just like, it's like going back in time and showing this to a caveman and he kills himself. He just rips his own head off.
Right.
And just like, I think it would make them feel nauseous.
Yeah.
It would be too fast paced because we've acclimated to it over the course of decades, since we were born.
Yeah.
And so we've acclimated to it. Like if you go back in time.
Yeah. Imagine going from like reading books to watching this.
Yeah.
It would be a lot.
It would give you psychosis. It would absolutely drive you insane, and like it would make you question the concept of yourself, the concept of God, the concept of the universe. Like I don't think it's hard to know whether or not Mark Twain or Amadeus would survive.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
How do you think Amadeus would kill himself if he saw this?
I think he would run out of a very high window.
Interesting.
I think he would just scream and then throw himself out and then fall against the bricks.
How about Twain?
Twain?
I think he's a hanging guy, personally.
He could be a hanging guy, but I think he
guy.
would want to make the death like instantly. Like you have to prepare a rope. I think he would probably just take a salad fork from a plate and just start stabbing himself in the throat.
Yeah, or let himself out like a cattle. Just
stab himself
cut
in
the carotid artery.
Yeah, stab the carotid artery and just bleed out and just like spend the final moments in relief that he's now spared watching these images on a magic screen.
And trying to understand Star Trek lore.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like one of us or both of us need to be there explaining Star Trek lore to him as this is playing, and then he just loses his mind.
Yeah, it's too much information. It's too much information. Imagine like trying to explain this entire episode and every reference they're making live.
Yes.
It would be, no matter how fast you talk, it would be impossible.
Yeah, that's the thing. You would be going on one part of like the episode, like either Guinan or Mark Twain or whatever. It's like, and I'd be on a completely other thing, and then like he'd just be trying to make sense. He'd have three Thanes attacking him from all sides.
Yeah, too
much information.
Overload. Yeah,
he would definitely just take that salad fork and.
Yeah, I mean they had much sharper knives at dinner tables back then. I think you might.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I miss those days. We need to bring sharp knives back. Like they keep on serving like things to me with like a butter knife, and I'm like, this is meat. What are you doing?
How am I supposed to cut through this?
Yeah, although I did have the most tender steak at my brother's wedding that I could cut through with a butter knife. It was incredible.
Take a spoon, slice it.
I bet I could have. I bet I could have eaten that like oatmeal, baby.
Oh, they definitely like took a cow and then whispered some poetry to it.
Yeah, only fed it like dreams and oatmeal.
Yeah, dreams and oatmeal.
And like squishmallows.
And kissed it on the cheek. They slit its throat. And then as it's dying, they're massaging it.
Yeah, they're like, you're the bestest boy. You're gonna be the greatest steak.
Gave him a little kiss on the cheek. He's like, good night, sweet prince. And he's like,
man, this is how I want to die, brother. This sounds nice.
Get one of those cattle hug boxes, that they give for cows to make them feel safe.
Oh yeah, those rock.
Yeah, get the hug box.
I need one of those.
Did you ever watch that movie? It has I think it's Claire Danes.
No.
It's about the woman who invented the hug box.
No, that sounds fun.
Yeah, she was like this woman, autistic woman who realized that, and she worked with cows, and she realized cows felt safe when they were hugged.
Yeah,
and
everything does.
Yeah, and so she developed that to make cattle feel safe, and then she also developed one for herself because she also. So what was that show movie called? It was pretty good.
That's really sweet.
Yeah, I think it was Claire Danes, but yeah. It's an interesting movie, but yeah, she has her own little hug box that she made for herself.
That sounds fun. That sounds very cute. I'll look into that.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready for a couple of the world's greatest put-down lines?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, I got this book called
You're reading from it before we started, and it just seemed like it was just cruel.
Yeah, this is written by Butch Fisco.
Kid Fisto?
Butch Fisco and Patrick Hannafin. This is from 1994 from Butch Fisco Press, so it's self-published.
Wow.
Here we go.
It has some good cover art, it looks like.
Very good. Is that your face, or did your neck throw up?
I've heard that before. I think I've said that to somebody.
Yeah. Lady, there's not enough makeup in the world to make you look good.
Yeah, that's not even clever.
That's mean.
It's just mean.
Nice teeth. Bet you could eat corn through a fence with those. Didn't I see your picture on an abortion pamphlet?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, that one's fucked. Are you from the Midwest? Okay, I'll speak slower. Nice hair. What is that, rayon? Okay, one more. If your dick was half as big as your mouth, you would have a date. All right, we've done our required hour. We're good here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We got a okay by the judge.
Yep.
Like
We've served our time. Time served.
Time served.
Yep. Yeah, so thanks for joining us, Soyagers.
Yeah.
Be well, travel safe, and definitely watch Season 4, Episode 4 of Lower Decks, Something Borrowed, Something Green.
It's really good.
It's very fun. Yeah, hell yeah. We enjoy it.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for checking with the Soy Boys, Girls, and Widdly Beans.
Hang
dong and shocker.
Soy.